Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update, and I'll look at the other traditional financial markets also. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we will go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. So yeah, as you can see, we are getting currently getting resisted at the 27k level. This is the daily chart we're on here. We'll actually just switch over to the 4-hour chart where we can obviously see it more clearly. You can see we are getting resisted here at the 27k level. We have got a descending triangle of sorts forming as well. I'll draw the trend line to the top side, because obviously taking this out could signal another leg to the upside. Yeah, that looks about right. We'll kind of draw it there. Do I want to draw the downside on and try and mess my chart up a bit? Yeah, we might as well, because we can see it's only it's just based on this price action here. Yeah, so we have got a nice looking, nice looking so far as chart patterns go. Nice looking, not nice looking if you obviously wanting Bitcoin to definitely carry on going up to the upside. Not that anything is definite, and not that this has to break to the downside, but yeah, nonetheless, we have a potential bearish chart formation forming here. So yeah, descending triangle. So realistically, we have just tried to wick below it, tried to break it, and got bought back up. So yeah, all eyes on this upside trend line. All eyes on the 27k level as well, which is clearly important also. And yeah, all eyes on the bottom of this well, the bottom of the triangle. So closing a 4-hour below here would most likely, in my opinion, drivers well, initially down to this level, which is basically about 25,000, but there's not really too much in this zone. I think we would probably get back down to this 24,000. So yeah, they are pretty big. They are pretty big numbers there. So we're talking about a move from roughly 26,000 to 25, then potentially 24. And then it becomes a case of do we hold that level, trade out this range, and then continue to the upside, or are we putting in the medium term top here? Are we putting a medium term top? We are obviously very extended in this move, and we are about to complete a monthly 9. I mean, just if we just look at this chart in the context of what it is, I mean, obviously you can see this bull run went on for a long time, but we did get pullbacks. Some of these candles may not look like massive pullbacks, but you can see some of the wicks coming down. You can see the highs to the lows. We do get big pullbacks in these charts. I mean, just look at this one as well here. We had a high of a close of this candle about 4,700. The next candle traded up to just under 5,000 before getting a pullback to just under 3,000. So if we look at basically the range of that candle, that is about 40. That is about 40%, isn't it? Just over 40%. And then I kind of want to show you guys that, because just look at what happens afterwards. It is by no means in any way, shape, or form indicating basically the end of the move up. We then have this a massive move to the upside. So we do get these moves. That is the best way to grab liquidity in a bull market, is to basically have these severe dumps to grab liquidity from basically the longs, because you don't really get many shorts because they can't survive. The shorts can't survive in a bull market, clearly. So yeah, the only way you can grab liquidity is from the longs. So longs get liquidated, basically. More longs will get liquidated in a bull market than will in a bear market. Yeah, got to watch out for that. And are we looking like we are due one of those potential 40% pullbacks? Well, we are potentially looking like we are potentially due on whatever that even means in plain English. Potentially. But yeah, we are definitely overextended. We are definitely overextended without any real meaningful pullback on 3 monthly candles here. Not to mention the fact we are at a monthly 9, which we have nicely accelerated into. So I mean, if we just want to look at any point in this trend, do we get 3 monthly candles like this where we don't get any sort of a pullback? Well, actually, here. We kind of do, although actually we do get a big pullback on obviously the last one. But yeah, I mean, we'd have to go to like, this is the monthly, we'd have to go to like daily to kind of see the exact pattern these formed. But yeah, we actually haven't really had a big pullback in this whole move, because we know this, because we've been looking at this in the recent term. But yeah, we are due a pullback, guys, basically. And would this be as good a spot as any? I believe it certainly would do. Also, another red flag we've got going on is the RSI on the daily. I mean, realistically, if we kind of look at these levels in the RSI, we've got this level here, marking this high here. We've got this lower high in the RSI, marking this higher high in price action here. We then got this even lower high in the RSI, marking this higher price action even here, even higher price action here. And then we've got this even lower high in the RSI, marking in this high here. So this is a daily. So basically we have to confirm this as a top on the daily, to confirm this as there's literally four stabs of bearish divergence on a daily time frame. And how would we pretty much do that? Pretty much by well, closing a candle below the low of this candle here. So we're not at it yet. That is basically a low of about 26,000. It's roughly in line. Well, it's very close to the line of the bottom of this triangle. So closing well, a daily in this case below here could I mean, I personally believe there's a high likelihood it at an absolute minimum gets us down to sub 24k. I would say. I don't think we're just going to get 24k and hold that level. I think we'll have some wicks, some price action below, if we are then to hold the 24k area. But there is definitely a distinct possibility that we do come back and fully and formally test this breakout level of about 20k, and then we've got to decide, do we even hold that level, on the basis we've come all the way down from 28k through this 24k level back to 20k. I mean, we will have some severe downside momentum to have to try and change the direction of. So yeah, this move would clearly, on the basis that lots of people are of a certain view in this market at the moment, this could definitely catch a lot of people off guard. Which is what markets like to do, and is especially what Bitcoin likes to do. Bitcoin is an absolute wild horse of an asset. So yeah, let's see if we end up with Michael Saylor crying and Peter Schiff just basically going on one of his I told you so rants before Bitcoin then does another 1000% to the upside. But we'll see. We will see what happens here. Obviously, we are talking more medium term here. But these things could all be triggered in the short term here. We could get the 4-hour close below here. Go back to the 4-hour. We could get the 4-hour close below here. Trigger the move down to around 24 or 25k. We could get that to close on a daily to trigger the bearish divergence on the daily, which could then get an even greater move down. That could then obviously that can obviously change the medium time frame trend, and then where will that take us? So yeah, we've got to keep an eye on all of that. Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, this is what I have got my eye most on. I can't think of how I was going to express myself but yeah, this is what I'm watching the most carefully. If this can start to get moving or continue to move an upside, even with Bitcoin coming down, that would be ideal for me. Obviously, I would fully expect us not to be coming down in the USD pairing, but Realistically, I am pretty much a crypto native, so I only really calculate profit and loss in Bitcoin value. So USD value is fine if it comes down. I mean, to a certain extent, to a certain extent is fine. Obviously, to a greater extent, it isn't. But in the context of a bull market, it's just trying to increase our amount of Bitcoin value. So yeah, keeping an eye on this. What I do want to say about, well, particularly Ethereum, not so much Bitcoin dominance, because Bitcoin dominance does include a load of absolute junk, basically. This isn't like the 2017 altcoin season when basically altcoins were all pretty much relatively new, nice and shiny and new. Now we are basically we are definitely bogged down with a load of absolute junk. I'm not going to name any names. You guys probably know some of the ones that I mean. So that is obviously going to have an effect on this, but that is not to say we won't get like a booming altcoin season for certain sectors of altcoins, and that is not to say this Bitcoin dominance won't come down, and it's not to say even some of the junk will go up against the dollar value, because a rising tide just raise all ships. But yeah, we could see a move back in this. And what I am maybe potentially expecting, well, to be a possibility, is the fact that altcoins have been getting hammered. Altcoins have been getting hammered compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been traded up. Altcoins have been basically getting hammered against Bitcoin's been going down, altcoins are going down further against Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin has been trading sideways and altcoins have been going down against Bitcoin. So there comes a point in time where how much more altcoins can be sold relative to Bitcoin, when so much have already been sold and clearly piled into Bitcoin. There will come a time when Bitcoin sells off, and there is lots of frothy capital in Bitcoin to sell off, but clearly not as much frothy capital in alts to sell off. So we have already had a change in the dynamics of the Bitcoin dominance with regards to the fact that trading sideways in Bitcoin actually then wasn't beneficial for alts. So there is no reason to say that we can't get another change in the dynamic, and that dynamic being Bitcoin moving down could actually be bullish for alts against Bitcoin. So we could have a new dynamic. We already have a new dynamic in play, so we could have another new dynamic in play. And yeah, alts have been severely depressed against Bitcoin, and I would probably suggest a lot of this bull run in Bitcoin has been predicated on capital coming out of alts and flowing into Bitcoin. So capital flows ebb and flow, wax and wane, basically can reverse, and this could reverse. So we are at a point of extreme in this trend. So yeah. In much the same way I do talk about this a lot, the gold silver ratio, because this is sort of like this is in theory, like if you consider gold as the main precious metal, and you kind of consider silver as a basically well, some people don't even consider silver a precious metal, more an industrial metal, but it was previously a precious metal. But my point is that wait a minute, let's go. I need to get to a daily. My point is that we did get this trend upwards and upwards and upwards and upwards, and then eventually it did have a severe pullback, which we are currently in the midst of. So if you can consider this as gold and the BTC dominance going up and up and up and up and up, silver, the altcoin, getting hammered relative to gold, and then all of a sudden, bang. All of a sudden everyone in gold is suddenly thinking, wait a minute, silver is way better value here. Yes, we understand silver is an industrial metal, as opposed to more of a precious metal. But yeah, in this crazy times of fiat creation, maybe there is a place for silver as a precious metal once again, because there clearly has to be some sort of some sort of well, I would say monetary reform. I mean, it's not necessarily going to be any sort of silver-backed anything, but it just is another potential form of currency people can use. Because let's face it, paying for things in gold coins is going to not be the most easiest thing to do, seeing as they're high value per like unit weight, where obviously silver isn't quite the same. So anyway, so that being said, we'll just have a quick look at the not the euro US dollar. I mean, we always said this was bullish and was going up, so it's great to see that going up. We'll have a look at the Ethereum dollar pairing. This is on the daily. You can see we had a nice pullback off the 9 and took that 9 out and continued to the upside. So we are looking good. We are looking good here. We have got this target. We have got this level up here as well. So Ethereum against the US dollar is looking very good here. Stocks, how are they opening today? Just look at that. Stocks are in a full-on melt up. This is clearly helping Bitcoin as well. And pretty much the reason for this also is the DXY, which for some reason I just couldn't find when it was right in front of me. DXY looks like it is breaking down out of this you can call this a bear flag. So he's looking bearish, and if we take out this level, just extend this along. Well, if we take out this level, we are coming down to 88s, and we have pretty much already discussed maybe 30k Bitcoin if we do this. Probably likely. So yeah, got to keep an eye on that. So yeah, back to Bitcoin, and we will have a look at those stochastics. Are they indicating that we are going to have a move to the downside? I suspect they are. So 4 hours coming down, getting deep. So this is obviously giving us a downward bias. 10 hours coming down nicely. Now this could there is a trend line here, so obviously taking out this level and continuing further could certainly drag price down with it. Daily is 12 hours as well, coming back out of this bullish zone. Definitely a bearish warning flag there. Daily as well. Daily's still holding up there, still okay. So this is the next domino to potentially fall, and I suspect if this domino does fall, this will probably coincide with that 25k level. Well, getting down to here will probably coincide with that 25k level in price action, and we would definitely start to be looking bearish on the daily also. 2-day cross back down, 3-day looking to cross back down, 5-day cross back down, weekly looking to cross back down, and then, well, bi-weekly and monthly still looking good. So this is on the whole, this is a definite warning flag from the stochastics. Also definite warning flag from the RSI, definite warning flag from the monthly 9, TD sequential 9. As far as you want to call an overextended move as a definite warning flag, you've got that. We've got target met and overshot, and on the daily, very bearish looking candle as a potential, as an indication of, well, we've reached a level where we can have a medium term turnaround from. So potentially bearish. Yeah, things where's Michael Saylor when you need him? Quick capital raise. Bitcoin needs where's Tether? Where's the Tether fairies? Bitcoin basically is not looking good. It's not looking like the high probability move is to the upside. Just ignore any of those delusional moon boys that have got all whipped up into a frenzy, especially into this last part of the trend. I massively noticed it when we were getting above 27k, and fair play, 27k was the target. So when we were clearly above 28k, you can be forgiven for thinking 30k plus. We're ignoring this 27k. You could be forgiven for that. But not anymore. No, you can't be forgiven for that now. You could be forgiven for that that brief moment in time. Yes, calmer heads shall prevail. So yeah, that is it, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. So always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys later on today.